Hi, I'm Ted Orme-Claye, editor of SBC News. I'm here with Russell Colvin, who is the UK and Ireland Commercial Director for EveryMatrix. Russell, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me this afternoon.
No problem.
So now, to start things off, obviously you came along to EveryMatrix with the acquisition of FSB. It's been nearly a year since that cleared, went through. How's the integration been going?
I think it's been going really well. I think from the very beginning, EveryMatrix took a very considered approach to the acquisition, both from an FSB staff perspective and from FSB customer perspective. So it's been a very busy but exciting time for FSB. Yeah.
And then kind of on that topic as well, and obviously with your focus on the UK and Ireland, these are two markets EveryMatrix has been investing in quite a lot. Could you talk us through some of your kind of like objectives and ambitions for the British and Irish markets?
Yeah, I think the UK and Ireland has been a market that EveryMatrix wanted to sort of end-to-end succeed in for some time. Along with other, fully regulated markets, but with the UK being probably one of the heaviest regulated markets, it was something that EveryMatrix wanted to do right. So, the first challenge for them was to build a product effectively that was good for the market, and with FSB's racing product reputation and the expertise within that FSB team. Married up with EveryMatrix's technology, it was a no-brainer really. So it's been a very good journey, and it won't end here. There's lots of ambition. We want to work with ambitious operators in the UK market and ultimately be seen as the number one choice for any operator in the UK and Ireland.
Now, you've just mentioned this racing product. Obviously, racing is a hugely popular betting market in both Britain and Ireland, isn't it? You've got a lot of exciting developments going on with this racing product at the moment. Could you just tell us a bit about what the main features of it are and what you think really differentiates it from others on the market?
Absolutely. So, I mean, ultimately, the phase one of the racing product was to build a product that was equal to that of FSB, but as I said before, married up with the technology that EveryMatrix had within the odds matrix solution. So a lot of the improvements that have been made to date are not necessarily visible from a customer perspective, but actually from an operator perspective, it gives them more control in the back end. So things like, cross-product bonusing and things like that are a lot easier within the EveryMatrix platform. So a lot of the improvements with the launch product are in the back end for the operator side. But then kind of moving forward, we're planning some developments that hopefully will kind of revitalise the product a bit.
So, like you just said, there's clearly a lot of factors at play. Like from what I gather, it seems like you're really building this product from the ground up. How would you say this process has been going?
It's been incredible, really, and it's certainly something that a lot of our competitors have tried to do and failed. Is building this proprietary racing product, which is why a lot of B2B businesses choose to go down the route of using a third-party racing product. As an example, but EveryMatrix wanted to do it properly, and they wanted to make sure that it was integrated and working harmoniously with the EveryMatrix platform, which obviously then, like I say, enables all of the other products within the EveryMatrix platform to work with that racing product. The fact that the development team and the guys that supported from FSB have delivered this within 6 months is incredible, really.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive deadline to me, actually, for a product that's as comprehensive as you explained. So, building on this a bit more, betting markets in general, obviously subject to a lot of change. Horse racing, particularly, you see loads of fluctuations, don't you? How have you made sure this product is as flexible and adaptable as possible to meet any changes in market demands?
Well, look, the scale of the EveryMatrix platform is second to none. So in terms of in terms of demand on the product itself, on peak, during peak times and things like that, the EveryMatrix solution has that scalability to deal with that. I think in terms of in terms of the product itself, we've built a very, very competitive product for the UK market. Step one was making sure that the operators that were already using the FSB solution were absolutely happy with what had been built. And obviously, step two will be to slowly improve upon that with enhancements to the product.
So it's been no secret as well in this country that horse racing as a sport has been facing a lot of challenges over recent years. With COVID, with the declining numbers of attendees and so on. So there's a bit of a viewpoint going around that horse betting is in decline. Like, what's your assessment of this? How can the sport and the companies that partner with it, that work with it, encourage more like younger demographics to engage with it in a betting sense?
Yeah, I mean, on a personal level, I think horse racing is still an extremely exciting sport to bet on. You can place your bet and have the result within a couple of minutes. So I think it is still an exciting sport to bet on. But you can't ignore the fact that that there has been a decline over the last few years. I think if we can innovate within that within the racing product, and bring new products and features to it, hopefully we can look to not only make it more appealing to the younger generation, but also do things like improve margins for operators with some more derivative markets and products like bet builders and in play potentially.
Bet builders and in play are obviously very popular products and markets on sports like football, aren't they? Do you think there's a lot racing could learn from other sports when it comes to betting engagement and innovation and things like that?
Yeah, I think it can and it will. I mean, it's the second most popular sport within the UK in terms of betting sport. So I think it should look to try and innovate further, and I think we'll achieve that.
And if I can just return the conversation to EveryMatrix's racing products and all the work you've been doing on that, what's your assessment been of the industry's reaction to this so far?
I think there's been a lot of excitement in the industry as to what's going to be developed and when it will be delivered. I think everyone will be impressed with the speed of delivery. I've seen and used the product now that we've launched it with the former FSB partner Bet600. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think the industry will be very happy to see the product that's been delivered, and then watch this space. We'll keep adding features to that.
And then on a broader scale, we know that EveryMatrix is focusing a lot on these big ticket products this year. What role does the horse racing product, as well as like the wider odds matrix solution and offering, play as part of these packages and strategies?
Yeah, I mean, racing, obviously, in building this product, we've built it to appeal to a global audience on a B2B level. We had to make sure that it was right for our UK partners, but at the same time, we wanted to be able to offer that to international customers as well. International flat racing becoming ever more popular. There are a number of territories that are appealing, that also have a good following of racing. So that's certainly an ambition. I think the odds matrix sportsbook is a fantastic product, not just from the end user perspective, but also from the operator's perspective, and the amount of control and input they can have, given the tools that are within that platform. So as a complete solution, if you bring in bonus engine and loyalty engine, all of these tools will just further enhance that product and the end user experience.
And then just to round us off, I guess without giving too much away, but what else can we expect from the EveryMatrix and odds matrix team around racing, sports betting, things like that, as the rest of the year progresses?
Well, certainly, I can answer on the racing front. We are going to be looking at bet builders. We're going to be looking at pick your places. So, an operator can effectively just pick what race they want to offer extra places on. And we're going to be looking to do a lot more around bonusing and things like that. So yeah, look, we've got a lot to offer, especially around loyalty as well. We just launched. I say just launched. A few months ago, launched Loyalty Engine, which is a really nice gamification tool. So when you put all of this together, it's a fantastic proposition for operators.
Yeah, I actually spoke to your colleague earlier about the loyalty engine and all those sort of things. It'll be interesting to see how all these different solutions you've got combine and what you'll be planning to bring to the market for that. Thanks so much for taking time to speak to me today, Russell.
No problem.